We're continuing to bring you updates on the system that we're tracking, bringing some snow and even some mixed precipitation. We'll have the latest coming up.
Plus, Alert Day Live Drive. We're on the roads this morning, giving you up-to-the-minute information on what your morning commute is looking like. Coming up.
Also this morning, safety in the city. Madison officials say we're headed in the right direction. What the data shows.
Our paws will be out there doing our part, so everyone on the roads need to do their part as well, from bikers to drivers to everybody in between. This is our first real big bite of winter, I think, with the storms. We just got to be ready.
The city of Madison preparing for this alert day that could bring upwards of 5 inches of snow. No snow emergency set yet. We continue to check with the city, but plow crews are ready for whatever comes. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We have team coverage this morning of that weather system and what it might do to your drive.
Josh Breider's on the live drive updating your morning commute. We're going to start with Julian Seawright, though, with the details on this alert day. Hey, Julian.
Well, let's start with what's happening on our patio right now outside of the station. We are looking at not just snowflakes, but that wintry mix. So ice is actually developing on our patio this morning, which is also one of the worst case scenarios. As you're heading out the door, we could start to see, especially along Raymond Road and areas closer to the belt line, some of that ice starting to develop as we're kicking off the rest of our Friday morning. Now, as we look at our radar, this is what we're seeing as of right now. This strong system that's continuing to push its way at a northeasterly track. It's a slow-moving system, so we're still not even seeing the bulk of the snow that's really impacting the southwestern side of southern Wisconsin as we continue throughout the rest of this morning. But we are looking for over the next hour for it to start to collect itself a bit more and start to push in a bit of some more snowfall. So over the next about 30 minutes or so, as the system continues to push itself at a northeasterly track, we're going to be looking at areas like the Dells, starting to pick up a bit of some snowfall and some snowflakes as we continue throughout the rest of this morning. Winter weather advisories are continuing to be in effect until 3 p.m. for areas west of Lone Rock, for Dane County and areas to the east and south until about 6 p.m. Again, here's a look at our traffic as of right now. For 151 and 418, those U.S. roads, we are looking at really to be some of the slower spots this morning. So if you're going to be traveling southwest or traveling from those areas from Platteville to the east, make sure you give yourself extra time this morning and take extra care, because we are looking at ice developments for those areas as we're kicking off the rest of this morning, guys.
All right, Julian Seawright with that first warn. Thank you, Julian. We continue to check in on your morning commute every 10 minutes here to give you a live look at the state of the Madison roads.
Josh Breider is out on the live drive this morning. Metro City are looking like as the slow-moving system moves in. Josh, where are you and what are you seeing?
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, we're on the westbound belt line just past Todd Drive, approaching Seminole Highway right now. Still seeing that mix out here. So we're seeing a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain. You can see the roads are mainly wet at this hour. They were dry about 20 minutes ago. So that gives you a little perspective on just how much things are changing very, very quickly right now. We have seen a couple of salt trucks working on the roads already. So they are out and about right now trying to get ahead of that morning commute. But we do expect things to change quickly as that morning commute does ramp up here over the next hour or so. Again, depending on where you are, Madison's west side, the southwest side, especially in the Verona area, we're seeing a lot different conditions out there. We saw some snow accumulation already in Verona as we brought that to you live earlier here on News 3 Now this morning. So keep that in mind. Give yourself some extra time, give crews some extra space, and also give some distance in between the vehicles as you're on your way so we can get to and from wherever we're headed on this Friday safely, guys.
Josh Breider, are you sliding around at all out there this morning?
You know, we have not had any conditions that have been, warranted at us in any slippery conditions, I should say. Just mainly wet roads at this time. Though when we were in Verona earlier, we were starting to see a little bit of a coating. So there are probably some slippery spots out here. But Beltline right now is just wet at this moment. But we'll update you as that changes.
All right. Sounds good. Josh Breider, live in the Beltline. We'll talk to you again real shortly. The conditions in the southwest part of the state, though, not that great. You see here by this map, ice-covered roads in many portions in communities of southwest Wisconsin. This has caused a number of school closures. About 20 school districts are closed. A lot of them just submitting that to us within the last 10 to 20 minutes. We've really seen that list grow. Darlington, Boscobel, Barneveld, Dodgeville, Highland, Iowa Grant Schools. I mean, the list goes on. It's all up on channel3000.com if you want to take a look.
All right, 6:04. We have some breaking news this morning. WNBA sports star Brittany Griner touching down in San Antonio, Texas. She's back on U.S. soil after months in Russian detention. In the last few weeks, she was in a labor camp. You can see her plane, again, touching down in Texas within the last hour here. It's the big news this week. The U.S. coming to a swap agreement with Russia in exchange for Russian arms dealer Victor Bout, known as the Merchant of Death. There has been some pushback for the Biden administration, as U.S. Marine Paul Whelan was not part of that swap. He's been in Russian detention since 2018.
There's a PETA protest on campus this morning that might impact your downtown commute. Protesters are angry over the use of animals in local circus acts, particularly the Circus World Museum summer shows. The rally is happening outside the Pyle Center on Langdon Street, starting at 9:30.
Charges are officially filed in connection with the shooting at the top of State Street, even though a suspect hasn't been arrested yet. 40-year-old Lamar Jefferson is facing one count of attempted homicide, another count of possession of a firearm as a felon. A criminal complaint in the case alleges Jefferson shot the victim several times last Tuesday. The complaint also says the victim was involved in an argument with Jefferson about a week before the shooting, where he threatened to kill him. Again, that suspect, Jefferson, still on the loose.
Meanwhile, Madison officials are describing public safety in the city as trending in the right direction. Sharing new data on this summer's targeted policing efforts, Chief Sean Barnes says that they have been able to reduce the number of people shot and overall shots fired incidents by more than 20%. They've also reduced car thefts by 5%, he says. It's these numbers that have gotten the attention of the mayor of Madison.
The fact that fewer people are being hit by bullets in our community is a result of good, hard work by city staff.
Data from Madison Police shows a mixed bag of improvements to public safety. In the past 3 years, robberies have gone down, and so have assaults. Homicides, though, have jumped around 10 each of the last 2 years, 4 or 5 a year before that, but an all-time high of 11 in 2017.
The man charged in the murder of a woman whose body wasn't found for months is back in court today. 56-year-old Greg Rather, charged with reckless homicide, among other counts. He's accused of killing Patricia McCullough back in July, but police didn't find her body until September. Officers say she was hidden under dresser drawers and TVs. Rather has a scheduling conference at 9:30 this morning.
Beloit police have arrested 3 people who they say led officers on a chase through the city. It was all after an armed robbery across the state line. Authorities say that the chase went through a, quote, significant portion of Beloit and ended when the vehicle that the trio was in crashed into several cars on West Grand Avenue. All 3 tried to run, but officers got them. 2 people inside one of the vehicles they hit were taken to a hospital with unknown injuries. We've reached out to officials at Winnebago County, Illinois, where the armed robbery happened, but have not received a response.
UW Richland Center students keep fighting to save their campus this morning, despite a no from the UW system president. A group petitioned with 1,300 signatures. They delivered that to the UW Board of Regents yesterday, asking to save in-person classes. UW system president Jay Rothman, though, said he would consider the petition, but the decision to stay closed would stay intact. He says steep enrollment declines and financial pressures make this necessary.
The enrollment numbers and the strong desire to provide a high-quality college experience for our students with so few on campus left me, unfortunately, with little choice.
The decision to stop in-person instruction at UW Platteville Richland Center doesn't necessarily mean other 2-year campuses will also be closed. UW system officials say they will monitor enrollment trends and graduation rates on a case-by-case basis.
6:08 coming up, our Coach of the Week. How players say he changed the culture.
And as the snow starts to fly across southern Wisconsin, we are on the live drive giving you up-to-the-minute looks at your morning commute. When we come back, stick around.
Go farther with personal checking choices. At Starion Bank, you make the decisions. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
I received this necklace as a gift from a man who was just like a father to me. He had 2 sons and no daughters, and I have no father. I never thought I would have anyone to walk me down the aisle. This is the moment that Ryan gave me away to my husband. I love this so much because that was the first time a father chose me as a daughter.
Express your extraordinary love. Jared, love brilliantly.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Save big during the Hy-Vee Meat and Seafood Sale. Get 10% off all meat, seafood, deli meat in the full-service case this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's right, get 10% off all meat and seafood in the full-service case. Steaks, chicken, salmon, shrimp, all cuts of meat, all fresh seafood. Plus, get 10% off all deli meat in the full-service case. Don't miss the Meat and Seafood Sale. 3 days only this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Go farther with personal checking choices at Starion Bank. Like Smart Checking, it's free when you choose e-statements. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Survive in advance. It's the only thing that matters once you head into the NCAA tournament. And reaching this spot, the regional semifinal, nothing new to the Badgers. It's their 10th straight time, and their opponent isn't new either. Third meeting between the two, and like the last one, this one went to a 5th set, and this is when Bucky got the momentum. Yulia Orzel serves up an ace, starting a run of 5 straight points. Then later in the set, Anna Smrek with the old Smrek to make it 13-4. One of her 13 kills on the night, and it was all over after that. Jocelyn Boyer ends it with an ace, and Wisconsin takes down Penn State in 5 sets. They'll face Pitt on Saturday night.
We have a championship DNA. Yeah, I mean, you got to have that to get to this point. I mean, at this point, everybody's got it. The thing is that you can tell this group believes in themselves, you know, at that level, and that it's real, and they'll fight for it.
It's exciting to see where we can take this through every game and how gritty we have become. So I'm super excited to get in there and continue to grit through all this.
As soon as Derek Dasher took over the Albany girls basketball program, he changed the culture. He'll credit everything to his team, but they say he's the reason for all their success. And the Lady Comets aren't just talking about the wins.
Set.
From the hunter to the hunted.
We wanted to just come out and start showing that we really could do this.
Albany girls basketball has a bullseye on their back.
You want the target on your back. That means that, once again, you've put the work in to be really good. You've been successful. And now there's other teams that want to be like you.
The season before Derek Dasher took over, the Lady Comets won 4 games.
Good energy, good job.
Without him in this program, I truly think that we'd be a completely different team because he's built such a strong program.
Now?
He came around, and then our wins just kind of started multiplying and multiplying and multiplying.
They're coming off back-to-back sectional final appearances.
Good. I honestly, and I know people are saying you're just going to be humble, I've had nothing to do with this. It's the girls. Get out of your comfort zone here. Okay?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't like to take credit for much.
What Dasher will do, use the game to prepare his team for whatever life throws them.
We talk about a missed free throw. We talk about a missed three-pointer at a crucial moment. We talk about turning the basketball over. And what that means in the big spectrum of life, you know, when something adverse happens, how are we going to respond?
And thanks to Dasher,
There's always going to be challenges in life, and taking that fight for adversity on the court and out of context, out of school, it really applies to everything.
Left hand to the left.
when adversity hits, they'll be ready. Badger football news. What a crazy couple of weeks it's been for Marcus Allen. In October, he entered the transfer portal, then committed to Minnesota, only to decommit and take his name out of the portal, meaning Allen is now back at Wisconsin. Teammate Joe Tippmann, however, is not. The starting center has announced he's leaving early to declare for the draft and will not play in the bowl game. Back to you.
Much. Want to get back over to Julian Seawright. More schools continuing to close their doors this morning, just rolling in. A reminder, Julian, for everybody to check channel3000.com this morning.
Absolutely. And on top of it, one thing we're going to be watching for is what we're seeing just as a scene outside here of the station. We are looking at some of that sleet starting to develop continuously throughout the rest of our morning hours, which is starting to create a glaze for us here in southern Wisconsin. And as we take a look outside of our sky cam, this is supposed to be an image of Raymond Road as of this morning. Really starting to see the droplets covering our sky cam in itself, and we're looking at slick conditions starting to build more and more as we continue throughout the rest of this morning. Now into the closer to the lunchtime hour, this is what we're going to be expecting. That rain turning itself over to snow, but the temperatures as they're staying just above freezing, this is why we're starting to see a bit of that mixture throughout the morning hours. But once we get closer to the freezing point, so we're going to start to see a bit more developments of some snow as we continue throughout the rest of today. The western side and southwestern side of southern Wisconsin this morning, visibility is very obscured. And that kind of gives you a glimpse of where that system is and just how we're looking at fogs starting to really build. And not just the fog, but the visibility in itself is starting to lower because of the windy conditions, the snow, and even the rain that we're starting to see develop as we continue throughout the rest of this morning. Now, looking at the radar, this is where we're starting to see a bit of that rain and snow starting to change over just a bit, especially just outside of Monroe and for Janesville, so south of I-39. We're looking at a bit more of that rain cluster, but just to the west of Dane County, we're still holding on to a bit of some snow, but you can see western side of Dane County, as we were taking a look out, we are once again just holding on to a bit of some sleet and even a glazing area. But this is the area where we're looking at mainly holding on to some snow and a bit of some of that sleet. This is going to be from Belleville, from Mount Horeb, and even parts of Dodgeville, which is also creating a bit of those slick spots as we're starting off the rest of this morning. And as we continue throughout the morning hours closer to the afternoon, we will start to see those road conditions once again deteriorate. Here's how we're going to see this system continue to track northeast. We're looking at over the next few minutes near Watertown, and then starting to stretch its way to our friends even into Waukesha later into the 6:30 hour. Now, outside of snow and rain, we've also seen once again ice developments mainly to the southwest, which has contributed to those poor road conditions just outside of Platteville and even closer towards US 151 and for US 18. Once again, we're going to be looking at our winter weather advisory to stick around for Dane County until 6 p.m. but areas just west of Lone Rock until about 3 p.m. So we are looking for this system in itself to continue throughout the morning, going into our afternoon. So folks, just be prepared that things are going to get quite messy as we continue throughout the morning hours, leading into our lunchtime hours as well. Our snowfall potentials are still between 3 to 6 inches here in southern Wisconsin. So again, make sure that you're giving yourselves plenty of time, not just for the morning commutes, but for the evening commutes as well to get home safely. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast. Temperatures are going to maintain themselves in the middle and upper 30s, but we're looking at more activity heading into next week to bring in more mix and even potentially some more snow. Again, areas to the southwest is where we're looking at those road conditions to be at the poorest as of right now. Not so bad around Dane County, guys.
Yeah. So, Julian, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Because this precipitation is coming down as kind of like a mix, we're seeing a little bit of sleet with this rather than just full-on snow. Is this going to have an impact on how much snow, like the snow depth, we can see by the end of the day?
So this will have an impact on the snow depth of itself. Since we have that glaze, it's going to take a little bit longer for it to start to really develop because it's so wet and it's so heavy. If this was more powdery snow, we could see that snow depth start to accumulate a bit more. But since we are looking at temperatures just above the freezing line, we're going to be holding on to things that won't be like packing snow that we're so used to. Instead, it'll be more of the wet stuff, which is going to be a mess in itself, especially as we head into the overnights.
It's tough to forecast when it's right around the freezing mark like this, because just, half a degree here or there, it changes the whole thing, right?
Absolutely, and that's why for us here at the First Warn Center, it's mainly try to cover all bases, because this can just transition so quickly, as we've already started to see throughout the rest of this morning.
Whether it's rain, freezing rain, or snow, we are continuing to see closures roll in, especially in the southwest corner of the state. We're also keeping an eye on your Madison commute. Josh Breiter is on Live Drive this morning.
Yeah, what's coming down there? What form of precipitation are you seeing, Josh?
Hey guys, so we are back on the Beltline now, heading westbound towards Gammon Road. We were following a salt truck for a little bit here. Right now, we're actually seeing a little bit of snowfall. It's hard to see. We're kind of seeing a little bit of a lull. It was coming down a little bit heavier about 30 seconds or so ago. But I will say the Beltline, mainly wet right now. But as soon as you get off the Beltline, the exits and the on-ramps, they're slick. That's where we did see a little bit of slippage. So we did see some salt trucks really working on those. So I'm guessing that the main roads right now, especially in the Madison Metro itself, are going to be pretty wet. But some of those side roads right now to the right, you probably can't see, but I'm looking at Westtown Mall right now. The parking lot is covered in snow. So depending on where it is and what has been pre-treated, it might look a lot different. So just keep that in mind. If the things look wet, they might still be slick. So just take it slow out there, give yourself some extra time, and let's get to and from where we are headed safely today, guys.
Yeah, I'm continuing to keep an eye on those roads out in southwest Wisconsin where we're seeing the majority of school closures right now. Ice-covered slippery stretches, more than a dozen, almost upwards of 24 school closures or switches to virtual learning today. Check Channel 3000 for the latest. Josh Breiter, thank you very much.
We're seeing some of those school closings still coming in. I mean, we're getting kind of late here. Right around 6:30 in the morning is when a lot of school districts like to have it called by. I mean, some schools, for example, Monroe, just closed 4 minutes ago.
Same with Cuba City. We're looking at Belmont, Benton. Again, a lot in the southwest corner of the state. Some in the northern area, too. Almost all of them closed. A 2-hour delay for Lake Mills. That's to the east here. A virtual learning day for Portage schools. Again, upwards of 24 at this point. Be sure to check channel3000.com.
If this was snow, these districts wouldn't be closing. I mean, like a couple of, a little bit of snow here and there, maybe an inch or two, we can handle that. But because we're seeing this kind of mix, more icy conditions than snow, I think it's catching a lot of these districts off guard, and they're having to make a later decision to close schools on a day like today.
Another look at the Wisconsin DOT map showing current driving conditions. All of that purple you're seeing, that's slippery stretches. The blue that you're seeing out in the far southwest corner of the state, that's snow covered. Again, we're going to keep an eye on these roads for you all morning long.
Okay, 6:22 here on your Friday. We still have a lot to get to. Coming up later, a big victory for Badger volleyball as the ladies continue on their path to a repeat. Stay with us.
This portion of News 3 Now sponsored by RG Heating and Air Conditioning.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Ready, Dad?
All charged up.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright with a special offer. Now choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order on select Ford vehicles. Lock in your rate and you're protected. I'm proud of you, kid. And that's how Ford is helping you shine bright. This season, choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% APR financing for 66 months.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off, and as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick Pen with your order. The Quick Stick Pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick Pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
And stay with us. We'll be right back with the latest on this alert day after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's a 25-cent fuel saver this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't miss this red-hot weekend at Hy-Vee.
Toyotathon is on with great year-end deals on your favorite Toyotas. Best stocking stuffer ever.
Get 3.49% APR for 48 months on many of your favorite Toyota models. Toyota, let's go places.
No question, I want to spend these months at home with hospice care from A Grace, so I can be with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter. A Grace, caring every step of the way.
The new Subway Series menu, the greatest sandwich roster ever assembled. For more on the new boss, here's Patrick Mahomes.
Incredible. Meatballs, fresh mozzarella, and pepperoni.
Oh, the meatball's out. I thought he never fumbles. The new Subway Series. What's your pick?
Here, have a Triscuit.
Bring on the zest with fire-roasted tomato and olive oil. Bring it with Triscuit.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
After a lifetime in the jewelry business, Pete Denny is retiring, and Denny's Jewelers retirement sale is in progress. Save up to 60% off store-wide. All must go. All bridal jewelry, all colored stone rings, all silver jewelry, all pearls, all diamond bracelets, and pendants. Absolutely every finished piece is up to 60% off. Pete Denny and family are saying thank you, Middleton, for 40 years of support. Join us for our retirement celebration. Pete Denny is retiring, and Denny's Jewelry retirement sale is in progress. Save up to 60% off. All must go. 1903 Cayuga Street, Middleton.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543.
Toyotathon is on with great year-end deals on your favorite Toyotas. Best stocking stuffer ever.
Get 3.49% APR for 48 months on many of your favorite Toyota models. Toyota, let's go places.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's a 25-cent fuel saver this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't miss this red-hot weekend at Hy-Vee.
And we're continuing to track that wintry mix this morning. We'll give you the latest coming up.
Slow patient alert, put the phone down, give yourself extra time to get to where you have to go.
As the snow falls during your commute, we'll make sure you know the conditions before you head out the door.
And Elite 8 Bound will have the emotional reaction to last night's sweet victory for Badger Volleyball. Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchine. Thanks for waking up with us. Today is an alert day with the snow swirling outside right now. We want to make sure you know the timing if you're headed out the door.
Snow in some spots, ice in other spots. It's very slick. We have over 20 school closures that have been coming in even within the last 10 minutes or so. So this, I think, has caught a lot of people off guard. What we thought was snow, you know, right around that freezing mark. We know how it gets around here. Julian's outside. He's on the patio. With more on this First Warn Alert Day. Hey there, Julian.
And on our patio, Chris, right now we are looking from that transition from that sleet to a bit more of that snow as it's starting to pick up a little bit more on our grounds and especially on the parking lot for our cars. But we are still looking at glazed layers throughout much of southern Wisconsin. As we take a look just for our sky cam, this is off of Raymond Road, we are starting to pick up that real droplet starting to cover our sky cam, which is really starting to make things rather difficult in terms of what we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of today. Now, as of right now, visibility in itself, especially for the southwest, is the biggest concern. From Platteville to our friends in Lone Rock and even Mineral Point, which is even registering as of right now, we are looking at the lowest in terms of visibility. So if you're going to be traveling anywhere towards the southwest or from the southwest, it's going to be our biggest concern this morning as of right now for really poor road conditions and even traveling as well. Taking a look at this system, which has been rather robust, abundance of moisture, which has brought in not only just rain, some sleet, but even for snowfall as we continue throughout the rest of our morning hours. Now, as we take a look at our traffic as of right now, this is what we're seeing. Along Madison and the Beltline, things are not so bad. We should really break up southern Wisconsin in a rule of thirds. The southwestern side is 1/3. We're looking at one of the poorest conditions in terms of the roads. Slow spots, icy spots, and on top of it, even slick spots have developed because of the ice and even from some snowfall from the overnight hours. Around Madison, we're starting to pick up a bit more, but it's still not so bad in terms of road conditions. And our friends to the east have not gotten hit just yet. We're going to be looking at those developments over the rest of this morning, heading towards the afternoon hours. But we'll be walking through this in a few moments. So let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
Julian with our First Warn. Thank you very much, Julian. We continue our team coverage this morning of how your commute is shaping up.
Josh Breiter's out on the live drive this morning. Where are you and what are you seeing, Josh?
Hey guys, so we're on Mineral Point Road near Westtown Mall here. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what it looked like off the Beltline. We're going to try to make a U-turn here, hopefully within this time, but we just did see our first crash here on Mineral Point Road. It's about a half a block back behind me. I'm trying to see what road. This is Westfield Road, so we're starting to see some slick spots out here. A car was on the other side of this lane here on Mineral Point Road, so this is even in town. So I think that gives you a little bit of an idea of how things can be very, very different depending on what neighborhood you're in at this hour. We've been seeing that mix of rain and snow, but there are some areas like you can see in front of us. That's accumulation. That is some slippery spots here on the roadway. So please keep that in mind as you head out right now. Main roads right now, the Beltline was looking really, really good, mainly wet so far. As we make a U-turn here, we'll be able to give you an idea of this crash here again on Mineral Point Road. Police on the scene here blocking traffic, especially keeping them safe here as they investigate this crash. But please keep this in mind. This is the first incident that we've seen this morning. We just came across it here just moments ago. There you can see the vehicles spun out there on Mineral Point Road. Again, we're on the live drive this morning. Changes are happening pretty quickly here as that snow moves into the metro. We'll bring you more updates throughout the morning here on News 3 Now this morning, guys.
Josh Breider keeping an eye on local roads right here in Madison. Already starting to see accumulation and some crashes. Now, school closures are the name of the game this morning. We are up to 24 and counting right now. Some coming in within the last 3 minutes. Places like Schulzberg schools and Southwestern schools in the very far southwestern corner of the state. Here's why. Here's a map from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation showing current winter road conditions. All of that purple means slippery stretches. That is really from Madison on west. The farther west you go, you're seeing snow covered. That's from Highland all the way over to Fenimore up toward Boscobel. If you're heading into Madison or out of Madison into the southwest corner of the state, Highway 18-151, slippery stretches here. If you're going from New Glarus out to Dodgeville, you're going to see ice covered. Regardless of where you are, in this neck of the woods, southwest Wisconsin, some dangerous driving conditions. And again, we're seeing that play out with more than 24 schools now closing schools, maybe 1 or 2 going to virtual, but most in this corner of the state closing class for the day.
And we know how, just a half a degree here or there can change the conditions drastically. If this was snow, things probably wouldn't be so bad. We wouldn't be seeing as many school closures, but because a lot of this is coming down as ice, it is just not safe for those kiddos out there at schools. Even though it's a tough decision to make, I always feel for administrators in this position who've got to make a call this late in the morning to affect families in their day. But they're obviously erring on the side of caution with those icy conditions out there, making that late decision.
Again, late decision at 6:35 this morning. So please be sure to go over to channel3000.com and keep up to date real-time weather and road conditions along with school closures on our First Warn Weather app. You got to search Channel 3000 Weather to find that in your app store.
All right, 6:35 now. It is the hottest ticket in town right now. That's getting into the field house to see the Badger volleyball team play their way to hopefully another national championship.
I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah, it'll be electric. I don't think any homework will be done tonight.
And crazy it was. The defending champs are now Elite 8 bound, taking down Penn State last night in 5 sets. So they're going to take on Pittsburgh Saturday night now. Last night, a big test for the ladies, and they came out stronger after taking down Penn State for the 3rd straight time this season.
Just a really mentally tough performance by both teams. But really, I was in the huddle with these guys, and you can just see it in the eyes, and out there on the court and how they were working with each other. It was just as gritty of a performance I've ever seen.
If the ladies win this weekend, they'll head to Omaha for the semifinals and hopefully the national championship match.
6:36 now. Police are investigating a burglary that happened at a home on Madison's near west side Wednesday night. Take a listen. This is a little scary. This happened at a house on Commonwealth Avenue, just a couple of blocks from West High School. Officers say the residents returned home around 7:30 to find a back door kicked in and every single room ransacked. Police haven't said exactly what was taken. They also have not shared a suspect description.
New this morning, Milwaukee police say they found the bodies of a 7-year-old girl and a 25-year-old woman inside of a car submerged in a lake. Police say someone noticed a brown Nissan submerged in Northridge Lake and called 911. The Milwaukee Fire Department responded and recovered the 2 bodies from the water. Investigators aren't saying just how long it was in the lake, and it's still not clear this morning exactly what happened.
2 Democratic senators, including one from our area, have introduced a bill that would cover costs for people who travel to receive an abortion. The measure from Senators Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin and Patty Murray of Washington would set up a grant program. This would help cover travel, lodging, childcare, and other costs people might face as they travel for an abortion procedure. It would provide up to $350 million a year to nonprofit and community groups, prioritizing people in states where abortion access is limited or banned after the U.S. Supreme Court decision earlier this year. The bill would not allow recipients to use the money to cover the cost of the procedure.
6:38 now. Red Cross workers at 6 Wisconsin facilities will be going on strike later this month if an agreement isn't reached. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees says their employees have been trying to negotiate an agreement since August. The strike planned during the Red Cross's holiday blood drive at the Alliant Energy Center just before Christmas. It's the region's largest blood drive. We asked a member of the union what a strike would mean for those who need the blood.
Could it be that someone's knee surgery is canceled, for example, or delayed? That's a possibility. Is it possible that someone who needs blood to stay alive will not have any as a result of this action that the employees are taking? Absolutely not.
The Red Cross released a statement in response to us saying that we have a long-standing history of working together with our labor partners to solve complex problems and remain committed to negotiating in good faith to reach the best possible agreement for both the organization and our valued employees. So if employees do end up striking, the Red Cross says they do have plans in place and they are prepared to continue meeting the blood needs of hospitals and patients.
At the state capitol, we're hearing from legislative leaders on what they'll do with the record-setting surplus in the budget. The state is projected to have more than $6 billion in their coffers by next summer. We sat down with one of the chairs of the legislature's powerful budget writing committee, Spring Green's Howard Markline. Republicans like Markline believe the record surplus shows Wisconsinites have been overtaxed. The senator, though, says he wants to balance that with increased costs.
Keep government going, first of all, and then hopefully down the road we'll be able to talk about a tax cut.
We don't quite know what a tax cut would look like. Republicans have floated moving to a flat tax that would lower the rate for high-income earners. But it's still a little early yet for any of those specifics. Markline points to 5 new senators joining the Republican caucus. Now, we also sat down yesterday with Democratic Senator Calder Royce to hear Democrats' priorities for the new year. You can find that interview up on our Channel 3000 mobile app.
6:40 now, taking a live look at the radar. The snow covering all of Dane County at this point. We will continue to track it, just how long it's going to last and how much we'll end up getting.
And one of our very own, celebrating a major milestone with the community she's helped serve for a decade. A preview of Gio's gala after the break.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Binax Now gives you reliable results in 15 minutes and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
At the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, you can make maintenance cost worries so last year. Hurry in to lease a new 2023 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 do it signing. Limited inventory available.
Garage doors do not like the cold weather at all.
As soon as it gets cold springs, parts will burn.
At Precision, we can fix any make or model, usually the same day.
Rain, sleet, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Okay, Floor & Decor, show me what you've got. Now this tile says spa day all day, but this tile says classic on glam. And this modern look, it's sleek yet chic. Okay, I've got it. Everything I need to pull this project together, and all at the perfect price.
At Floor & Decor, you can realize any aspirational project at an inspirational price. Because with an unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, your bathroom upgrade has never been more you. Discover Floor & Decor today.
A must in your medicine cabinet. Less sick days.
Cold coming on? Zicam is the #1 cold shortening brand.
Highly recommended.
Zyfans love Zicam's unique zinc formula.
It shortens colds.
Zicam Zinc That Cold.
There's something new from Better Than Bouillon. Introducing the Culinary Collection. Chef-created flavor combinations like smoky chipotle and Italian herb that add a little something special to your family favorites. But don't take our word for it. The Culinary Collection from Better Than Bouillon.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture. We've got to have each other's backs.
CeraVe, now the #1 dermatologist-recommended skincare brand.
At the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, you can make maintenance cost worries so last year. Hurry in to lease a new 2023 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 do it signing. Limited inventory available.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Binax Now gives you reliable results in 15 minutes and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info. Keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather. Only on News 3 Now.
Celebrate a decade of thanks with us
at Gio's Garden Holiday Party.
Live December 9th at Goodman Community Center and streaming worldwide.
With fun and fundraising to help families of kids with special needs.
Find all the details at giosgarden.org.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back, 6:43 on your Friday morning. I'm Josh Breiter on the live drive as we are talking about a weather alert day, snow moving into the Madison Metro. Right now, we are on the Beltline heading east towards John Nolan Drive, just going under the Rim Rock overpass right now. So depending on where you are right now, roads are looking very, very different across the Madison area and much of southern Wisconsin. We've been seeing a lot of icy conditions, especially down in southwestern Wisconsin. But here in the Madison Metro, the farther west you are towards Middleton, Verona area, much more snow compared to the eastern side. We're starting to see a little bit more moving into the area, but this is very, very localized this morning. We've been all over. Right now, again, just going by John Nolan Drive, there are a few flakes flying, but not too heavy at this moment. Main roads are mainly wet at this time. We've seen a lot of salt trucks already out this morning, but we did bring you that crash earlier on Mineral Point Road, so some of those side streets are slick out there, so just keep that in mind. You never know what those road conditions are going to be like, so just be slow and give some extra space, guys. More live updates throughout the morning.
Josh Breiter on live drive this morning, keeping an eye on those Madison roads, looking a little slicker.
Yeah, be careful on those bridges and on and off ramps, folks. We know how they get first. Now let's check in with Julian C. Wright. Visibility out there, how's that looking?
Well, it's looking pretty poor, especially for our friends just into the southwest. So if you're going to be traveling southwest to or from, just note that it's going to be very difficult to see what's in front of you as we continue throughout the rest of this morning. And it's starting to inch closer to parts of Dane County, so we can start to see some of that visibility start to lower itself later into our morning hours. But let's go ahead and take a look at what Josh is pretty much driving through as of right now. Now, the system in itself is pretty much a mixed bag of precipitation. For northern Illinois, we've been seeing all rain, and the closer you are to the Illinois state line, that snow that we were seeing earlier has transitioned itself into some more rainfall. So just near Janesville, we're looking at a bit of a band of some heavier rain starting to move its way in. And on top of it, for us here, even in Madison, parts of Dane County are looking at that mixed bag of sleet starting to roll its way in for us, even though areas to the west are still dealing with some heavier snowfall as we continue throughout the rest of this morning. We are going to expect this to start to change over to snow as we get into the later part of this morning, closer to the noon hour. So that's when we're going to be really watching for the snowfall to really start to pick up. But this area right here, from Dodgeville to Mount Horeb into Madison, is where we're still watching for that sleet, and on top of it, some of that snow sticking around for us throughout this morning hours. Now, as we take a zoomed out look, the system is going to continue to track its way northeast. So our friends in Portage, Watertown, over about the next 10 to about 15 minutes, we're going to be looking at the system to start to reach its way over towards our friends in those areas. And to the further east, we're looking around 7 o'clock hour, we're going to start to see that precipitation leak into those areas. Now, outside of the rain and even for the snow, we were seeing some ice precipitation really accumulate just south of Platteville, areas near Apple River, and from Monroe. Some of them had even, from an estimation on our radar, about 1/10 of an inch of ice. So we have been seeing some really icy conditions to the southwest, which has deteriorated those road conditions. And on top of it, we've also seen some snow, not a whole lot of it, but on a radar indication, about 1 inch to 2 inches of snowfall over the last 24 hours, which is mainly from the overnight going into the rest of this morning. Now, as we take a look at our winter weather advisory, again, for us in Dane County, areas to the north and just to the east, we're looking until 6 p.m. to continue to see any kind of winter weather for us. And our friends to the west of Lone Rock will be around 3 p.m. as that system continues to move about a northeasterly track. So let's walk through the rest of this morning. We're going to start to see that transition in snow late into the morning hours as it continues to push into that northeasterly track. Starting to see the back end of the western side of southern Wisconsin start to phase out once we get to around the lunchtime hour. But then even for later into this afternoon and the evening hours, we're still holding on to a bit of some snow showers and even some flurries, which will once again create some hazards on the roads for us, especially as we transition into tonight. So make sure that not only for this morning, but you are prepared for this evening to be a bit of some treacherous road conditions as we continue throughout the rest of today. We are still anticipating around 3 to 6 inches. Some areas could see a little bit less, especially if you're closer to the Illinois state line, where we've been seeing plenty of rainfall throughout the the course of the event so far. But on top of it, just a quick look at our bus stop forecast. For those who do have school, we are looking for that transition into snow later into this morning, but we are going to be seeing snow throughout the rest of the midday and even for our bus drop-off. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast. Temperatures are going to be rather steady into the 30s, but we are going to be entering another active weather pattern, not just for this weekend, but going into next week, bringing in some rain and some snow, guys.
All right, we're still seeing some new school closures. You believe that?
Still coming in.
Yeah, to the north, Wisconsin Dells and Reedsburg canceling classes for today. Not taking any chances. That is a late call at 6:30, having parents pivot like that, but they are erring on the side of caution this morning. Can't blame them for that. 6:49 now. Geo's Garden celebrating a big milestone. The Therapeutic Respite Center for Children with Special Needs, founded by our own Charlotte Deleste, is celebrating 10 years. Can you believe it? Geo's Garden is throwing a big party to celebrate. It's tonight, and you're invited. Geo's Garden Holiday Party live show at the Goodman Community Center. Tickets are still available. All you got to do is go to geosgarden.org. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 8. You could live stream it too if you can't make it tonight. And if you are willing to give, they would certainly appreciate it. You can make that donation at geosgarden.org.
It is 6:49. Coming up in the morning sprint, a decades-old Wisconsin cold case solved with family DNA.
First, though, we want to say happy birthday to Amelia and all the kiddos turning 3 out there today. Thanks for celebrating with us. We'll be right back.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Update your bathroom with help from Menards. A brand new Magic Woods vanity is the perfect addition to your bathroom. Magic Woods offers innovative, trend-setting styles to match your lifestyle. Complete your bathroom update with a new bath fan from Broen. Like this room-side ceiling exhaust bath fan. Both a fan and a light. Its elegant design will add that finishing touch. Right now on sale for $119.99 at Menards. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
Hold on.
Ho, ho, ho!
Are we still on for 3?
I'm on phone.
When your team needs more space to work and eat.
Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's a trout.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl.
Hilton for the stay.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can permanently remove stubborn fat in just one visit. Don't wait. The results I've seen achieved are truly outstanding.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
Hey, thanks for working through the holidays.
Clara, Dad says you're working over Christmas. Here you go, Mrs. Carson.
Let me pay you.
No, you're not going to pay me.
We are the helping hand.
Holly, happy holidays.
Thanks for everything you do, Clara.
We couldn't let you be alone for Christmas.
We purchased a tree.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
From a diamond engagement to a diamond anniversary and everything in between, we shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to. At Diamond Select, we also fix, reset, and remake jewelry too. Diamond Select in downtown Stoughton.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
We start with that alert day, the weather system that's going to impact your morning commute. Julian Seawright has your first warn. Julian.
And we're going to be watching that from our radar as of right now. Some areas are looking at a wintry mix, some are looking at snow, and some are seeing rain. But you can see from the southwest to us here in Dane County, we're starting to see a bit of that transition from the rain into snowfall as we continue throughout the later part of our morning hours. But just south of Janesville, we are starting to pick up a band of more rain. But as we continue throughout the rest of this morning hour, we are anticipating that to transition into some more snow. But Josh, you're out on the roadways. What are you seeing?
Hey, Julian, good morning. Yeah, we're on the live drive westbound Beltline. Just go over Todd Drive right now, approaching Seminole Highway and Verona Road. My three things for you to know during the morning sprint this morning: main roads mainly wet at this hour, side roads slippery, and the on and off ramps are slippery. So keep that in mind as you head out, depending on where you are this morning. Those changes might be happening pretty quickly. West side of Madison seeing a little bit more of an impact than the east side, but as the system moves in, we do expect the morning commute to be slow, so keep that in mind. We'll have live updates for you coming up during CBS Mornings, guys.
Julian Seawright and Josh Sprider, thank you very much. To our top headlines, there may be some justice coming in a 34-year-old Wisconsin murder. A Washington State man is now charged in the 1988 death of a woman in Appleton. Police identified 66-year-old Gene Meyer with family DNA searching that examines records of people who might be related to the suspect. He's in jail in Washington State right now, awaiting extradition to Wisconsin. Meyer is facing charges of murder and sexual assault.
We're keeping an eye on a developing story in Iowa this morning. Investigators there are trying to determine the cause of an explosion and fire that swept through a biofuel plant near Cedar Rapids. Nearby folks were told to evacuate. Those in the city were urged to stay indoors. So far, no reports of any death, but some workers hurt and taken to the hospital.
Wisconsin and 32 other states now have an agreement with e-cigarette maker Juul Labs. This after a $435 million settlement with those states. Attorney General Josh Kaul says Wisconsin's share will be $14.7 million. Juul Labs was accused of relentlessly marketing to underage youth. According to a national survey last year, more than 2 million teenagers in the U.S. say they vape.
Looking ahead, a holiday traditions coming back to Wisconsin. Canadian Pacific's Holiday Train making stops across Canada and northern parts of the U.S., and that includes our area. Inside one of the boxcars, a stage so live performers can entertain the crowd wherever they go. If you want to see it, you're in luck. They'll be stopping tomorrow night in Watertown and Columbus, then Saturday in Portage and Wisconsin Dells. Everyone's encouraged to bring a food donation.
And just an update on our winter weather advisories. Areas west of Lone Rock, 3 p.m. is where we're going to be looking for that advisory to be lifted. But for us in Dane County, 6 p.m. is when we're going to see that advisory start to be lifted for us throughout the rest of today. So walking throughout the rest of this morning, we'll start to see that transition from rain or even that sleet into snow later into our morning hours, closing in to the lunchtime hour. But areas just to the west are going to start to be clearing out in terms of snowfall, but we're still anticipating that snow to carry into our afternoon and evening hours. We'll be bringing updates of this throughout the rest of this morning, guys.
Yeah, more than 24 school closings, a rain-snow mix stretching across the area. We have live updates every 30 minutes. Keep it right here, folks.